Alright, do that. One. Load it onto the vehicle. Head on out. And finally, just shared memory from here. This one. Mama.
Thank you, Colin. Treasure.
Memory chip data restored. The following can be now viewed via your cufflinks. Trump Bonneville Bottlер.
Thank you for your contribution.
Bonneville. Oh. Share locker, see if there's anything for Lake Knot City, which there to be so. So, let's head on out, go to Knot City, and I will see you guys right on over there. Off we go! And we made it. I'm so happy we're here. So what happens if I'm trying to have everything come out? Things set. Okay. And then where I go? Should have 18 out. Right there. Right? Right. Shows 3, doesn't show the 20 packages I have for him.
Hey, how's it going? The legend does it again. Everything looks to be in perfect condition. Thank you, Sam.
Forget. A lot of likes from this. Both in time. Hey, those are 4. Don't mind the 4, guys. Don't mind the... Okay, there's a lot more 4s than I realized. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. So average is like a 2. Also, it did not appreciate the 33 minutes that I took to get there. Which I gotta say, was pretty darn fast in the first place. So I'll probably get an A. A B? Come on. You got 69. Gross. Any issues, are you? There's the S rank on that. That's not going to diddly squat. Got your package done. Got your package done. say I'm about to get a whole bunch of time missions. Lots of carpet edition stuff. Oh wow, a lot of bridge links. Bridge links is something I was not expecting to get so high, so quick.
Until the next delivery. Stay safe.
Good work. New order room. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
What else do I have here? Oh, it's a decoy. That's why I'm like, it looks like a regular package. Who am I missing it from? Nobody. Send orders to everyone. 288 grams per kilograms. I can make it. It wouldn't take that long. Let's just do it. Get it out of the way. Alright. I have my bullet gun. I'm hoping if I continue to get the likes up here, then maybe I'll get my own truck. Someday.
Order assigned.
I get a lot of ceramics. Just making sure this is out of base, right? No, this looks in base. Yeah, it definitely looks in base. Okay, good. Well, I guess I can just get out here now. Jog. Do the jog. Alright, 8 packages, all of them extra large. Let's do it. 3. Oh, there's 9 packages. And I can't do it. I can't do any more cargo. Let's set my loadout. No? Okay. Carry in one hand. Carry in another. No? There we go, now I've got both. These legs are doing the good Lord's work. Just imagine how it looks like if I didn't have these legs. How awful that would be. Terminal. Private locker. Ceramics. I should say not carried. Some private locker. Confirm. Head on out. Let's change that out. To the mule boots, because they're bad. They are really. Just write them out real quick and then. 1, 2, 3, 4. No? should do is take the truck and did I just drop my package? No, it's in there. Alright. Alright, that's private locker. Put the other ceramics. Put that on the floor. Confirm. The delivery. Deliver the requested cargo.
Hey, Zach. Good to see you. Wow. This is way more than we expected. Thank you, Sam.
Free money. Free money. Free likes. Give a hug. Please. 26. 182. 64. 200. Back and forth. Back and forth. Runabout. 7. S rank. Give me more. Yes! Lake Knot City has provided the following new hologram data. William Lake. Chiral bandwidth. Some of the facilities' bandwidth has been shared with AMS. Chiral bandwidth has expanded. William Lake provided data for the following Luden's map frame color blue. And then increase to all the needs. All the needs.
Good work. New order. Please access delivery terminal.
Apparently. Yes, transfusion. Let's have blood back. Alright, what do you got for me in the sink? If you have anything in your account. Here I go again with the mask. That's what he wanted to show me. I say my new glass are in. They look pretty nice. All right. Let's see. Let's have a superhero review with this. What the fuck? Oh no. Why, Sam? Why? Da 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 da. Ba, ba, da, ba. Yeesh. It's being very rude. Alright. Shower time, toilet time. Yep. Three grenades. Yeesh. Yep. And no grenade because I haven't been eating the. What is it? The shoot. The cryobites? Is that what they're called? Let's see the baby. It looks fine. He's been dancing a lot recently. Actually, he's been happier recently, just in general. He's not been freaking out on me. Alright. Finally, let's look over the notes. Mail. We've done in a while. Alright. From the film director, you really are unique, aren't you? Sam Bridges. Maybe it's just my imagination, but ever since I signed a contract, I'd swear I'd seen you at least half a dozen times here or there. Was that your hologram, perhaps? Surely it couldn't have been every time. Not when you came to see me bearing gifts. Nevertheless, it's hard to believe there's only one of you running around. Though it's equally hard to believe that so many others could resemble you so much. Goodness, could it have been a ghost? Or someone masquerading as you, perhaps? Oh dear, what have I gotten myself into? Well, you leave me no choice. Next time you come through, bring your Cupid of yours and make me an official member of the UCA. You're the only one doing that for people, correct? That should prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're really you. Oh. Actually, that wouldn't be too bad. I'm sure the next time I see him, I'll have some packages for him and be like, hey, sign me up. And I'll be like, okay. Anyways, the Craftsman. All new Humanic grenades. How goes the trouble, Sam? Use any of those grenades I gave you? I've been looking into mass producing them. Actually, took a gander under the hood, so to speak, and saw that they're fitted with a regulator that limits the amount of blood they drain from your body when you're not feeling your best. Good old mama, always looking out for you. That said, you're headed to the BTs. That said, where you're headed, the BTs are only going to get tougher and meaner, so I took the liberty of making a few modifications. They're way more powerful now, but they'll also use a lot more of your blood, which will increase the risk of anemia. Mama might object, but that's just, let's just say I have different ideas about how to help people look out for themselves. Anyway, they're just prototypes, so you can't print yourself replacements yet, but they're yours for the using, so go ahead and give one a try. Maybe when I get a 5-star, he will actually make them useful. Porter's coming through again. Hey Sam, remember the porter I told you about? He came around again. Been by my old place, the one in the ruins, you know. As to the why, well, it seems he's gone and snatched up some of my belongings. A musty set of work clothes I let slip. I was pining for at least the what was it? Musty set of work clothes I let slip. I was pining for at our last meet. Wasn't a proper ask or anything. More of a be nice if I had him sort of thing. So I said it, and the next thing I knew, he up and said he'll. I told him no, ain't nothing worth the hassle. No need to try to be another Sam, but he went and did it anyway. Came back, gun in hand, safe and sound. He's not alone though. He said he formed a team with another porter. One to keep watch for BTs, another to manage the cargo. Neither of them's got together and almost managed well as you. At least they did this, eh? It's amazing what people can do when they put their minds to it, and when someone likes he's around to provide inspiration. I'll let him pass through. It's really nice, really cool. The elder says, countries are a bunch of bull honky, but let me tell you a story about the good old days, back when the US of A was alive and well. The world still hadn't gone to hell in a handbasket. We had us, the president said he was fixing to build a border wall to protect the people. And guess where I was born? On the other side of the wall. Oh, that's where. If it went up, I'd be cut off from my family, my friends, everybody I left behind when I crossed over. Land of the free, my booty. Free for some, maybe. And so I got to thinking, me being an immigrant and all, and if something happened, would I be the first on the list for help from them in charge? Would I ever even be on the list? Reckon the answer was bunch of poop. Sure, it's a bunch of poop. No. Sure, I figured I had to look out for number one. Built me a shelter and got everything all ready for life in case of an event. And guess what happened next? Yep, the Stranding. Borders, countries, governments, it's all bolongi. At least that's how it was, and maybe always will be. But if you really believe that the chiral network of yours can bring people together, no matter what the walls had between them, then spread it all over. But you well better make sure that you do rightly by each and every American. Only then can you ask them to do right by the UCA. That's the social contract, and don't you ever forget it. And to get a chance on you, Bridges, not because I believe in you and yours, but because I want to. Don't let me down again. Y'all could learn from Fragile Express. I have my opinions about you and Fragile Express, but I want you to know that Fragile Express has been a lot better than UCA. Anyways, I remember the Stranding like it was yesterday. Critters all over, inner city comms, cutting out, distribution network shot to hell, wasn't no local boys to help a feller out no more, let alone feds. Nope, it was every man for himself. Every man who didn't work for no private courier outfit, that is. Them ones took it upon themselves to keep on delivering the good folks needed to survive, in spite of the cost and without hope of expectation or reward. What good's money that ain't worth the paper it's printed on? After all, nope. Them private operators had to get by on a thank you here and there, and forget you all else. But supplies kept on coming. Sure, a few went mule on us, but they didn't seem to phase the rest none. The country fell apart, then the cities, till all that was left holding the world together was them. And they knew it too. Knew we'd all be screwed without them. But they didn't hold it over us. They just kept things moving best they could. For us independents out here in the huddled masses in the cities, Fragile Express and all of them, we owe them a hell of a lot, Bridges, though. You also got a lot to prove. Yeah. The engineer. You can paint a BT's picture. Alright, if I could paint a BT's picture, I might be an engineer by trade. I'm not half bad at painting either. You know why? You know, with pens and brushes and all that, learned it all from my mother. With the right tools and enough time to faithfully recreate what I see on the paper. Vistas I can envision with my mind's eye, which got me thinking, what if I made a picture of a BT? I believe what makes this so terrifying is that we don't know what they look like. So someone with dooms like you could describe what you saw. I could give your words shape and color. Maybe we'd be a little less afraid. Might be enough to coax a few shut-ins outside for a bit. But even if you can't change, no, you change. Thanks for everything, Sam. Don't be a stranger. That's nice. Open mail. Got so much open mail already. Enclosed. Looks like I'm all caught up on mail. Alright. New tips for today. Let's find out if there's any other way for me to not die. I might have just passed it. Oh. Porters are freelance delivery personnel. They do not steal people's cargo and do not pose any threat. Be sure to offer a friendly greeting should you encounter one. That was nice. Order types. Orders marked with star or diamond, specifically for Sam, which we've already read. Cargo marked keep flat. Cargo marked keep flat will gradually take damage if carried upright. You'll need an either arrange your load so that any such cargo can be carried flat, or get to your destination quickly enough to avoid serious damage, like that pizza. Which I just actually had for lunch, so very on topic. Anything else for tips? Does not seem so. Interviews. There's something about dinosaurs, wasn't there? No, King Midas and the Chiral Crystals. From Hartman. He says, rumors have been circulating regarding a man who calls himself King Midas. Unlike his namesake from Greek mythology, however, this gentleman does not turn all that he touches to gold. Instead, he claims to wield the power to create chiral crystals at will. The story suggests that he gained this power as a result of experiments involving organisms which possessed a similar ability. I am, of course, aware of the existence of microbes that could melt and condense gold. In effect, extracting it from ore deposits, but this is the first I've ever heard of any organism that can do something similar with chiralium. These organisms are apparently akin to chirobites, as well as the coral that is found in the seam, and that they exist outside of time. If this man truly managed to harvest such organisms, and it is an extraordinary achievement which could lead to untold possibilities. Variability, bioalchemy, even. Much like his mythical counterpart, however, King Midas is said to have paid a heavy price for his power. Indeed, his body has turned into a mass of particles, a side effect of chiralization. All the chiralium with which he came into contact. It is said that one evidence of his existence are 2 golden handprints he left behind. Now I must temper this rather dramatic story by stressing that no microbes capable of previously described ability have been detected. As such, I suspect the king is nothing more than an urban legend, the kind of story spun by dreamers in a world where chiral crystals are rare and precious and can only be collected from perilous timefall-soaked places. Perhaps we could even consider it a morality tale. The moral beginning, of course, that greed is never good, whether one lusts for gold or the chiral crystals. It is, however, a remarkable coincidence that not long after I first heard talk of this modern-day King Midas, I also started to hear rumors concerning a man wearing a golden death mask. Might the two be related? Who knows? Might be, what is it, Higgs? That'd be interesting. Makes sense because the sands turned to particles. Fragile's father and Fragile Express. My father came up with the name Fragile Express before I was born. The U.S. was a Swiss cheese back then. All else had left craters as far as the eye could see. People were losing their minds looking for a way out. They thought the government would have their backs, but it was gone. All the systems, all the gears that kept their world turning smashed into bits in a matter of seconds. And everything you know breaks, it's hard not to break off. Before our new network, there was an old one. The whole nation was online, 27. Cameras, mics everywhere, watching and listening, recording. A strange sort of comfort, and that people said certain. There was a strange sort of comfort in that people said a certainty that someone somewhere would know it in trouble. But after the stranding, all the vanished into the either. Wait, all that all vanished into the ether. No one was looking out anymore. No one was looking out anymore. No one was coming to save you. A lot of folks died waiting before the rest caught on and took matters into their own hands. My father was one of the latter. He'd been working for a private logistics company, and he and some friends figured they were in the position to bring people supplies and repair vital infrastructure Americans to rely on to survive. They were builders, men and women who understood the value of what was lost and wanted to reclaim it. My father and them really believed that they could get it all back, bit by bit, and make us whole, make us America. It was precious, fragile dream, like so much back then. But if they nurtured it, and if they stayed true, he knew it would could be ours again. People, ideas, connections, also fragile. The U.S. was nothing more than a network of people and the connections between them. No wonder it broke apart so easily. But everything that's worth something is fragile. That's why I was given this name. My father's not with us anymore, but the bond between us remains, fragile though it is. That's nice. I like that. But there's strength in other things as well, so it's both good and bad. Preppers. Oh boy, you want to hear about America? Well, you asked for it, but if you're looking for some rose-tinted bull crap, you come to the wrong place. I was an immigrant, you see, nothing special about that. The whole country was built by immigrants. Right off the bat, I could see if it wasn't quite the land of the free that been led to believe. But for a while there, it wasn't so bad. Yeah, this is from the Elder. No wonder it sounds so familiar. Even bought into the American dream for a minute. I mean, hell, they let a black guy and a woman take a shot at the presidency, you know? Didn't last, though. Somewhere along the line, people became so damned intolerant. All of a sudden, there wasn't any room for other opinions, or other people, for that matter. We even elected a guy right before the Death Stranding that wanted to build a wall along the whole border. Stop anyone like me from coming in. Once the talk started up, I reckon that was it. Well, that was that. How could I expect a good thing to come from a country that didn't want me? How could I hope to get by in a land where the weak and needy got messed all over? For the profit and peace of mind. So yeah, I figured folding up in a shelter was the way to go. Didn't know how bad things get, no one did, but I tell you, if I hadn't been for the single decision, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. Just goes to show that decision I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. Goes to show that, man. I read it again. Goes to show that the only person anybody can rely on is their own self. You say, hey, give me a break. You're just pushing all the same crap that repackaged for a brave new world. Member chips. Member chips. What do we get for a new member chip? It's a new car! It's a new bike. The Bonneville Bopper is so-called classic custom thoroughbred from the revered English manufacturer Triumph. Its impeccable pedigree and best-in-class simplifications make both a beauty and a beast. Certain bridge members also say that in connecting past and future, it makes a fine symbol of their fight to bring back America back to life. It is pretty. Maybe I'll get it later on. We'll see. Alright. I'm going to stop it for now. And then hopefully in the next one, we continue with more story. So look forward to that. So thank you everyone. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Take care.